We have been publishing a couple of videos on this channel on all things related to crypto, and we are on our way to creating more content for all of you guys to watch. As much as we can, we try to make videos that will benefit both to our crypto geeks and crypto newbies. As such, it goes without saying that our opinions in our videos remain ours and ours alone, and you are still the boss of your own lives. That includes making decisions about crypto. And with that said and done, let's get going. This is Diversified Streams, your go-to YouTube channel for all things crypto. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the latest news and tips related to crypto, and make sure to keep your notifications on so you'll be updated with our latest videos. We post frequently so you wouldn't want to miss it. In today's video, we will be talking about how you can utilize your chances of playing well in the really tricky game that Bitcoin is. It is 2022, and everything is much different than a few years ago. Especially in crypto, where everything is highly volatile. You definitely have to play your cards right and think of strategies that will give you the upper hand in crypto. With that being said, let's get on with the video. So before we head on to the actual strategy you can use, let us take a look at the stats of Bitcoin over the weeks. For the first time in more than a month, Bitcoin was able to bounce back and get that really elusive 200-week moving average. While we still have a couple of days before all these ends, what we're seeing is truly impressive to not report. And you might ask, how is this significant in my life? Well, if you are interested in Bitcoin and plan on investing soon, I think that it is important to know that in as early as 2014, the 200-week moving average has always been a signal or deciding factor that helps potential buyers decide whether or not to buy, as this usually tells us that it is the optimal time to invest. We are being told that in order to ensure the best gains, it is best to invest at a time like this, even though it can sometimes go a bit down. Again, as a reminder for you guys, time is the main boss in crypto, and we can only hope that it will be good for us, so take everything we say with a grain of salt. Now this also raises the curiosity among people if it will be possible to see BTC standing at 30k, and honestly, it is not possible. Even the on-chain data says so. While the current market of Bitcoin is not at its peak and the gains are reflecting a market bottom, this does not necessarily mean that we hit the rock bottom in terms of the general market. The on-chain data is reflecting a bottom on the local for now. It is what it currently supports, and we have no way of telling if the same will happen in a few weeks' time. We have seen this signal before in 2015 and 2018, when the market was also bear, and we are also seeing the same thing now. So all we can do is observe how things will pan out. We also need to talk about realized losses and their effects on the market. A market bottom is usually expected to see when there are signs of seller exhaustion that make it likely for such the market to go low in Bitcoin. These realized losses show the extent of investor capitulation, and it is something we all have access to as the blockchain data is publicly visible. If you are able to see the realized capital hodl and look at the prevalence of long-term and short-term hodlers, you'd find out that from 2011 up until today, the market was dominated by long-term hodlers, an indication that the bear market has ended or nearing its end, and we are on our way to seeing the market go bullish. Having a good time watching today's video? Show us your support by giving this video a big thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button so you'll be a part of our growing crypto family. Also, don't forget to leave your thoughts about our video in the comments down below as we read them, and your thoughts are valid like ours. So let's talk about these long-term hodlers being the catalyst for the bull market. As short-term investors are wiped out from the market as a result of major sell-offs, we are left with long-term hodlers that continue to increase, resulting in the saturation of hodlers. As a result, the prices of crypto become more stable and the market has started to dip low, which is definitely something that we see today. If you have no idea yet, over 80% of all value stored in Bitcoin is now older than 3 months, implicating that the sell-off that took place in May and June has already nearly wiped out all short-term traders. This is something similar to the data from 2012, 2015, and 2018, where the bear market was at the bottom and all wealth stored in Bitcoin that aged over 3 months rose to more than 80%. This is something that's positive and worth noting, but it will not hurt to still be careful as the sudden drops are something that comes as a surprise. Heading over to another aspect of Bitcoin, we are looking at BTC dominance, which by the way is rising steadily. This may or may not be due to the fact that the other altcoins are trying to follow the path of Bitcoin and make some gains, which makes it all the more appealing for people to invest in less risky investments such as Bitcoin. This makes the strategy of being DCA in Bitcoin still relevant and effective, although there is always room for us to recalibrate this strategy in order to fit the needs of the time. This means that it is okay to be investing your focus in Bitcoin, but it is also okay to get a piece of all the other pies in the market, Ethereum and all other well-performing altcoins in order to have higher chances of having big gains. Now, this strategy may or may not work for you, but I'm still saying it to you guys because that's the point of this video, and I also want to share with you the things I do to not lose with the cards I have at hand. ETH dominance, on the other hand, seems to also be doing pretty well. Not as well as Bitcoin is doing, but they're in the clear all things considered. This might be due to the fact that the merge is up and coming as it is bound to happen in September. I have to be honest though, I initially thought that the opposite will happen to Ethereum due to the merge. But I guess people only become more excited as the days lead to the big day in ETH. Just recently, an anonymous owner of Amazon.eth, the NFT of the brand, decided to decline an offer to buy the asset at the whopping price of $1 million. The Ethereum name service or ENS domain Amazon.eth received the offer recently, and without a single ounce of doubt, rejected it. The offer received no response from the domain, which somehow meant that there was no interest to sell the asset, which of course ended up being true. To sum up today's video about the strategy we are talking about, it is actually just being actively DCA into Bitcoin for obvious reasons, but mainly because of the stability volatility as a type of investment, which is a green flag if you are looking into DCAing into a specific investment. It is vague, of course, as to how everything will play out with this strategy as Bitcoin could either end up with the highs or lows. But it is definitely likely that BTC dominance will only continue to rise. If I may suggest though, it is much wiser to be more observant of Ethereum as the excitement is still off the roof because of the upcoming merge. Still, it is never an outdated tip to be extra careful whenever making decisions in crypto, no matter whatever it is you plan on investing in, as the market generally is volatile and there's no telling when it will be getting back to all-time highs. And that's it for today's video. I hope that you learned something about this strategy that may be used if you are looking into investing in Bitcoin in 2022. If you have your own strategies that you are willing to share in the comment section below, please do share them with us. After all, we learn from each other, don't we? And if you haven't yet, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you wouldn't miss our future uploads. This is Diversified Streams. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.